Hello, my dear students. Welcome you all to the online learning platform of Sri Baswa Public School. Today we are going to start this session with an interesting poem from your textbook Honeydew, Class 7th, Class 8th Honeydew textbook and Unit 4. And the poem which we are going to understand today, that is The Last Bargain. Yes, and it was written by Rabindranath Tagore. So children, let's start the session with idea of the poem, the theme of the poem. We often use the term bargain. What is the term bargain means here? What is the meaning of the word bargain? It means give and take something. It's like an agreement between two persons that one gives and other takes. Right? So, for anything that we give and take, we need to pay for price. We need to pay a price for taking or a giving. But in the humans, it took this agreement in terms of materials like power, health, beauty, etc. So, Rabindranath Tagore has written this poem, this beautiful poem, The Last Bargain, which talks about something other than material wealth. So now I will start the introduction part of the poem. That is, the speaker of the poem is a man who is speaking about the poem, or in the poem we have a man who is the speaker, who is jobless. The most important point of the theme or a poem is the man who is speaking here. He was about whom we are going to understand in this poem. That man is jobless and he is on lookout for a job, and he was searching a job, and he is calling everyone to hire him, to appoint him. At first the king comes with sword in his chariot. He offers him a job in the bargain of all his parts, but the man refuses. Next comes an old man who tries to offer him gold coins for a job, but this jobless man again refuses. Then he comes across a fair, beautiful lady who wants to hire him with his beauty and smile. But this again the man refuses and declines the offer, rejected the offer. At last he met a child who is playing with shells in beach. Now this child has nothing to offer. He is ready to hire him for nothing, but the man accepts this bargain willingly. What was the reason behind his refusal of the previous three bargains but acceptance of this last bargain? Why do you think, children, he refuses those three bargains and he accepts this last bargain which comes out from the child who was playing at the edge of the beach? So all this we are going to understand in this poem, The Last Bargain by the Rabindranath Tagore. So now let's know more about the Rabindranath Tagore. The information of the writer you can note it down in your classwork. He was born on 7th May in Calcutta. He was also known as Bhanu Singh Thakur, Gurudhar Kabbi Gaur and Bishwa Kabi. He was a Bengali poet, a writer, music composer and a painter. He was awarded by Nobel Prize in Literature for his work Gitanjali Gora, Rabindra Sangeet, Janagana Mana, Amar Sonar Bangala, etc. Janagana Mana, Indian's national anthem, which was written by Rabindranath Tagore. Amar Sonar Bangla, this one Bangladesh national anthem. He was died on 7th August in Calcutta at the age of 80. His journey starts from 1861 and ends in 1941. So now I will start the reading of The Last Bargain poem. You can read it with me, or else you can pause the video and you can read it out the complete poem. Listen it very carefully. Come and hire me, I cried while in the morning I was walking on the stone paved road. Stone paved road means a road which is full with the stones. Sword in the hand, sword, it is a kind of a weapon like this. Okay. Sword in the weapon, sword in hand, the king came in his chariot. It is a vehicle which is used to sit specially for the kings. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. But his power counted for naught. Counted for naught means nothing, unimportant. And he went away in his chariot. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors, closed doors. I wandered room here and there aimlessly, along the crooked, twisted roads. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered means thought carefully. He pondered means thought carefully before deciding. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighted his coins one by one. But I turned away. He weighed his coins one by one. But I turned away. I turned away in a sense, I rejected it. Next page. I hope you are you sat for watching this video by taking your textbook in your hand. It was evening. The garden hedge, a fence of bushes. The garden hedges was all afloor. Afloor means bloomed with flowers. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled means faded, and melted into tears. And she went back alone into the dark. The sun glistened means shone, the past tense of show. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. Waywardly means disobediently. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward. Henceforward means hence onwards, here onwards. That bargain struck in child's play made me a free man. Rabindranath Tagore. So now I will start the explanation of the poem. Till now I read out the poem. Now I will start the explanation of the poem line wise, one by one. Come and hire me, I cried, while in the morning I was walking on the stone paved road. The speaker of the poem, the man who was roaming aimlessly on this road which was full of stone, and who was crying, shouting and calling everyone to hire him. Sword in hand, the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. So, when he was roaming aimlessly by taking his jobless kind of personality and calling everyone to hire him, then came the king in his chariot, in his vehicle, and he was carrying his sword in his hand, and he held the hand of the speaker and said him that I will hire you with my power. I will give my all power to you, so you come and work for me. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. But the speaker of the poem rejected the offer of the king, because power cannot be long lasting for him, so he rejected it, and he considered the power of the king as nothing, not in a sense nothing or unimportant. So he rejected that proposal. For that, the king went away in his chariot. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. In the middle of the day, afternoon, midday means afternoon, everyone was closed their doors because of the heat. I wandered along the crooked lane. He was walking here and there on the twisted roads. An old man came out with his bag of gold. When he was wandering here and there, he was shouting loudly to hire him, and he was calling the people to hire him. Then came next, second, a old man with his bag of gold. He carried the gold in his hand. He pondered, he thought for a time. He thought and said, what he said, I will hire you with my money. Okay, come, I will hire you and I'll give money to you, these gold coins. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. He started to give his coin and he started to show his coin and he said, I'll give these coins to you, gold coins to you, so you come and work for me. But the man, the speaker, rejected the proposal of the old man also. Next. It was evening. The garden hedge was all afloat. In the time of evening, the garden fence, which was bushes of the fence, was bloomed. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Then the third person who came and approached to the man to come and work, that is a beautiful lady, and she said that I will give you my beauty and smile. You come and work for me. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. But this also, the smile and the beauty of the lady can't be long lasting for anyone. So, here also very soon, the beauty and the smile not beauty, the smile has faded and melted into the tears. So, she too went back alone into the dark. Means here this proposal also rejected by the speaker. The sun glistened on the sand and the sea waves broke waywardly. The sea waves were disobediently, however they were waving in the sea. So this one, at that time, when the sun was glistened, at that time a child sat playing with shells. A small child was playing near the edge, near the sea, edges of the sea with the shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, he called this child who was playing with the shells, he raised his head and he called him, that as if he was knowing that person. I hire you with nothing. Yes, I will hire you with nothing. See, here till then here, the three proposal he got, instead of hiring, if they are hiring him, then they are giving something to that man. But here the child offered him by giving nothing. For henceforward that bargain struck in child's play made me a free man. So when child approached this, when child proposed of offer to him, then this made the man to realize the real happiness which comes out in the freedom, in the form of freedom. So this made him too happy. That's why he accepted the bargain of the child. This is the explanation of the story. I'll summarize the poem for you once again. So, till now we saw in this poem a jobless person who was looking forward for a job had declined three proposals, who was looking out for a job, but he rejected three proposals. First one is from the king, who wanted to hire him with power, but he declined because he felt that power is unimportant and it is counted for nothing. Then the old man wanted to hire him with gold coins, but the man realized that gold coins were temporary. Soon or later they will finish, and what then again? He will be jobless and unsatisfied. So then he comes across a fair lady who wanted to hire him with his smile and beauty, but this also refuses by the man, because the man realizes the moment the smile fades, tears comes into the eyes. So facial happiness or that smile is always temporary. Then at last he comes across that boy who was playing with shells. He asked for the job. The boy has nothing to offer, and he bluntly, and he said very bluntly that I will hire you for nothing. But this bargain was accepted because The child has nothing to give except his innocence, his goodness, and his simplicity. Power, wealth, beauty, all are temporary things. They don't last long. But what lasts long is the goodness of a person. What lasts long is the simplicity that you carry in yourself. And what lasts long is the satisfaction you see where you look at others' happiness. So this is only the reason of accepting the bargain of the child instead of accepting the bargains of the other three who comes with an offer. So the daily bazaar accepted the child bargain, and this is called the last bargain, because after this he never had to look for any other job. So that was the end of it, and he was hired by the child for life, complete life. Now children, what is the moral of the story, which is very important? Moral of the poem, not story, moral of the poem. Internal beauty like goodness, innocence, simplicity gives you happiness for a life, in your life, which comes out with the only internal beauty. So moral of the poem is, the man often goes about seeking material happiness, and this material happiness comes power that we see, the money that we earn, the beauty that we are looking for and we always want to have. But this satisfaction is always temporary. The satisfaction which comes out from money, power and beauty is always temporary. One fine day everything will be fade out. But what long last with you, it is internally goodness, simplicity and the innocence, and the true happiness lies there only, and it is never ending. If you find a bargain like that in your life, please grab it children. Whenever you find a happiness, whenever you feel internally happy by seeing something or by doing something good for somebody, then you have to try to catch it on that moment itself and to do in that moment itself. So this is the complete explanation of the poem. I hope you all have understood very well. If you have any doubts, you can send me a message. I will reply it very soon, or else you can call me. Here is the list of words meaning. Pause the video, take the screenshot, or else note down in your course book. It will be easy to you to write it down in your classwork. Another slide we have of words meaning, because here the vocabulary used, difficult vocabulary has been used by the poet. So these many words, difficult words I got from the poem. You just note it down in your classwork. Thank you so much children for watching this video. Goodbye, take care.